I'm going to call the meeting to order here at 5:31 p.m. And I have a little introductory remarks that I normally read. So for folks that have heard this ad nauseum, bear with me. But for you folks, this is how I like to open things. So good evening, everybody. Welcome to the June 18th meeting of the Historic District Commission. My name is Regan. I'm the chairman. I just want everyone to know that the meeting is being recorded. If anyone is on Zoom, we would just ask for you to mute themselves so that there's no background noise. The meeting tonight is going to be broken up into two sections. The first half will be the public hearing, and the second half will be the regular meeting. So the public hearing is the opportunity for applicants to present their application to the commission and for commission members to ask questions. Once the public hearing closes, the regular meeting will begin. And the regular meeting is when the commission discusses and votes on applications. At this time, applicants are welcome to stay and listen to the regular meeting, but are not able to provide any more comments on their application. So they just can sit and listen, but not provide any further feedback or presentations. It's not required for applicants to stay during the regular meeting. It's welcome to, but you don't have to. Regardless, all applicants will be notified by writing, either good by tonight, or if things get a little late this evening, then usually by the next business day. So by tomorrow, I would have the written notification to applicants about if the commission approved their applications or denied their applications. So that is the deal. Any questions? Okay. Cool. All right. Hearing none, we'll open up the public hearing here and start with COA 575, which is 7 East Town Street.
Hello.
Hi, is that Nancy?
It is. Somebody ran into the internet connection out on the road and knocked the line down.
Oh no.
So we have no internet. This just happened, and all the police were running around out here at the intersection.
Oh, goodness
But somebody knocked the line. I don't know. It's down. So it's a big mess. So we have no internet, and so I found this phone number on the meeting notes.
Well, I'm thrilled that you're able to call in. We're glad to have you, Nancy.
So I'll listen. Okay.
No problem. I just had opened up the public hearing, and we were starting on COA 575, which is 77 East Town Street. I had communication with Pam Kinder about this application. She can't be here today to speak on behalf of it, but she had contacted me a couple weeks ago at this point to say that there was a giant hole in the roof at 77 East Town Street, and they were very concerned with all of the rain that we've had lately about the ability to quickly repair this issue. In conversations with her, I said, well, we could do a couple different things. One, you could put a tarp over the roof as a temporary stopgap to get us to the meeting today. Or, if we have further conversations about the material, you could move forward as long as you submit a COA after the fact for our records. So she opted with the forecast looming to move forward with doing the repair as soon as possible. So the material was like for like. It's essentially the exact same material that was on the roof. They just needed to cover the gaping hole that they had an issue. So that's the short version of that application. You guys have any questions?
Okay.
I don't think so.
Cool. Howard, I see the lights.
I was wondering how it's
We don't have any power issues. The next application we have here is COA 576, 172 Broadway. I don't believe we have anyone here to speak on this application. We don't have anyone there. From my understanding from reading Victoria's emails, it's kind of a straightforward application as well. They're putting in a condenser unit. My understanding is it's on the side of the house and that it will be partially covered by the house, the property. Hoping Victoria would have come today, but I don't. So that's all I know.
No.
That's all I know about this application.
Is this showing where?
Looking
That's
at
the house.
Yeah,
That's-
this is the house, right?
No, it's this, it's
It's
the white one.
Oh,
That's 172
It is
Broadway.
labeled up. Oh, I see it. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, so she's showing, and I believe it's behind the doorway.
Oh,
She's showing.
And this is the back of the house.
Yeah,
Where the things are gonna go.
yeah, I see. Okay. Side of the house, but it's hidden. It's the side, but it's hidden by this bump out.
Right.
So you can't see it really.
And it's outlined on the architectural drawing here as well.
Yeah.
Side.
I'm assuming there's 4 units, right? 4 apartments.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it looks like he's got 3 in the back and 1 on the side.
Yeah.
I don't see a problem with that. I just wanted to clarify that.
Oh, yeah, thank you, Ed. I see that now. So, any questions on COA, 576, 172 Broadway before we move on? Any?
Well, if there's nobody here to talk to it, we might as well move on.
Yeah, no, I'm checking online just to do my due diligence over here, but yeah, I think you're right. All right, so moving forward on the agenda, we have COA 577, 2 Mediterranean Lane, and I know we do have people here to talk about these applications. So welcome to kind of give us a little overview about what your plans are for the property, and we'll kind of have it back and forth. That works for you.
Actually, we planning to paint the outside of the property gray and white, and the seals. There's a lot of them about it. So we plan to replace that by 2x6s and pressure treated wood lumber, and also some of the clapboard. Not some, but a couple of the clapboards. Also bought it. I think 1 or 2. And I have 1, 2, 3 of the seal, 2 of the seal that's routed as well.
Yeah.
That need to be changed, 2x6 and pressure treated. So that's how we intend to do. And also, we have a step that we intend to change to build it. Actually, not from scratch, to put on top of the actual one there's now, which is
Yeah, the
all broken
concrete.
down, the concrete one. And we're planning to do that.
What are you doing for materials for the stairs?
Materials is 1x6s and pressure treated wood lumber
Okay.
and 2x6. And also we're going to be using 4x4s as an anchor,
Okay.
as the handrail. Also we're going to be
Is this the railing you're putting in? This one? Is this the railing?
similar. Just
Okay.
like that. It's just, yeah, that's what it's gonna look like.
Where, can I ask you, where are you planning on attaching on the front of the house? You're saying, are those railings on either
yes,
side? I just want to,
It's
I'm
gonna be like,
asking because obviously we don't want to
Yeah.
ruin any of the millwork.
so it's gonna be pole, like 4x4, 4x4.
Yep,
And it's from here, so it's gonna be railing from here, nothing will be attached. So the only thing is gonna be attached from here.
from the stairs itself.
Exactly.
Okay,
So nothing will be attaching here.
onto the house.
So the only thing that's gonna be, we're gonna cover all this up,
Yep,
so it's gonna not show.
Yeah.
Show up at all.
you'll be a little bit wider then probably, right?
Yes,
Which makes more
because-
sense. It'll
yeah.
be the width of the
It's gonna be
door.
like this.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Here, go
Yep.
up, stairs, and then holes.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Yes, it's easier to explain.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you're welcome to keep talking, or we can open up for questions if you've got any other comments to make.
The only thing the lights thing.
Yeah, so the other thing I'll mention too is, Will had submitted an application for the exterior lights. Unfortunately, I don't know if it was my computer or your computer or
Not sure.
what happened, but the PDF was kind of distorted. So I
Yeah.
didn't get a chance to put it in before the deadline, so that will be a next month. thing. So I'll follow up with you via email about kind of make that PDF not look weird and garbled. It
Because I went
didn't
back and
work.
looked at it and I was able to open it up.
Oh, good. All right. Well, and I'll send you what I saw
Mm.
so that either between my computer, your computer. we
Yeah,
can
there's
figure it
only
out.
2 lights. One of them, we're just gonna take it out.
Yeah.
And then the other one just.
So we'll do that for next month, once we can figure out the PDF, but, and I apologize about running out of time for the deadline to get on this meeting.
You know, I was trying, because we were out of town, so I was trying to.
Oh,
get
I'm
it as soon
sorry.
as possible.
I know, and I'm,
When you said, when you got the email, I'm like, oh, I got only 1 day.
I'm so sorry, I guess.
I was,
tight.
it was like crunch
Mhm.
time, so I was trying my best to put everything in.
No, I appreciate that, I know, it gets tight.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta throw everything.
Are you
Go
going
ahead.
to remove, the old concrete stairs that are there at the moment? Or just
So we're
build on
just
top of it? I'm sorry, what?
we're going to install it, build it on top of the concrete.
I'm building on top. Your contractor's okay with that method?
And I don't, maybe I don't see it, but what are you guys, what windows? I'm assuming they have to be wooden still, correct?
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh, the wooden.
Yeah.
I couldn't find anything for the basement windows.
Yeah.
And there's nothing out there as far as I've looked. I mean, if you have any suggestion?
You could go up to Norwich Lumber. They do like, it'd be custom windows, it'll take a little bit of time, but you can ask them. I mean, to be honest, I haven't had to order windows from them recently, so the last time was towards the end of the pandemic, so it might be faster than.
Yeah,
what
because
was then.
we order windows all the time. These take about 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
but these have to be wood, correct? They have to be wood because of the historic district, you can't put in. So
I
Can I say
think,
something?
I think the existing.
yeah, and
I know
Full
that,
block.
Yeah.
and
I thought they'd fallen out by now.
oh, actually, only one of them is actually kind of intact, but it's kind of covered with plywood.
Yeah, it's fine.
You would, just real quick, it said that the examples of what you were gonna use were attached, but I didn't see
Yeah.
those. Am I
Yeah,
missing
When
yeah.
I
that?
went
think-
back and looked, I think it was a mistake. The 2 pictures you sent were the same pictures included. It's of it was of your house and then
this
oh,
one, the
Joseph Silver.
basement.
Yeah, the Joseph Silver Smith.
Yeah, a lot of things.
No, it was the other one. So yeah, because I even looked to see if I missed it.
Oh,
It
I
was-
see, yeah.
It was those 2 pictures
Yeah.
attached, so which aren't.
So the window, yeah, it was
Yeah.
behind the windows. I
Oh,
was thinking
okay.
about.
Yeah,
And
it's unfortunately in the
Yeah.
historic district,
so
you can't use vinyl. You
and
can vinyl on the inside, wood on the outside, correct?
Mhm.
You vinyl on the inside, wood on the outside. It can be done, but if you go to Norwich Lumber, yeah, they're technically, I think, in Lisbon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're on Route 12.
They're on Route 12.
Yeah, Elizabeth.
They're not that far
they'll
from
be
here.
able to
And they-
customize it.
Talk to them about windows. They'll help you. Sorry, it's one of those things that are a must in the. I'm telling you, I had to put in new windows recently. I did them through them. Wood on the outside. Vinyl on the inside because it has better insulation or whatever. So, yeah, they'll do
So
it there.
wood in the outside.
Yeah, and those are basement windows, so I'm assuming they probably don't have panes, right? It's just one.
Just one.
One
And then
pane,
once
so that
you
makes it
open from-
yeah.
From up, or you just look at.
Yep,
opens up,
yeah.
Other one just a slide.
Yeah, take some pictures and some measurements and go
Okay.
and talk to them
I
and
already have the measurements. so,
Yeah.
so-
let them know what you're looking for. And if they can't help you, they'll be able to point you in the right direction. Yep.
So if anything, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
I'll,
Yeah, no, that sounds like a plan. Yeah, and I owe you an email about the other windows too, because now I'm waiting on the building permit.
Yeah,
So, it's a
actually,
saga.
I spoke with Chris before.
Yeah.
Chris Berger. Yes, Sash and also grids.
Okay.
Allowed in some of the cases he mentioned,
Mhm.
so I'm not sure if that's gonna be the case.
Yeah, I gotta follow up with them, well, because I don't know what the liens on the property are specifically, so I have a. They're off tomorrow.
No problem.
We'll be in touch.
Yeah.
When I
Yeah,
get
all
more
the
information.
emails.
I know. I was losing track of all of our emails too. I was like, oh my gosh. We'll get it sorted either way.
They're in Lisbon, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, great. One second.
And then, right, so just to make sure, because now that we're talking about vinyl versus wood, obviously the clapboard, you're doing the same exact material and the
Same.
sill, right?
Yes.
Just for
Yeah, that was all.
your-
Same.
Yeah, yeah, oh,
They
right, you
have
did
to
say that's
be-
right,
they have to be
pressure wood, yeah,
pushed.
perfect, yep, okay, awesome.
So,
Okay.
Is there any thought with the staircase, knowing that the wood is going to go over the concrete? Is there any concern of like concrete still being visible from the wood, or like is it planned to like just kind
We're doing
Box
one
it
right
out.
now in River Ave. So what I'll do, I'll take a picture of what we have right now.
In Norwich,
In Norwich.
Weber Ave.
Yeah, River
Okay.
Ave, rebuilding the unit, but we just did similar to that.
Okay.
It's on top of the concrete,
of?
so you don't see anything.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I'll photo it. to you.
Oh, that'd
I'll
be
take a
helpful.
picture.
Yeah, that's true. Ed, Greg, do you guys have further comments, questions? You both shake. Cool. Sure. Kind of, and I apologize for traveling. Kind of jumped all over talking about stairs,
Sorry.
sills,
I
and
know.
windows for each
Goes all over the place.
location. So, going back to the public hearing here, we've talked a lot about sills, windows, and stairs. Do you guys have any other comments about the other two applications? As we kind of hit everything in the first one, so I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss
Yeah, the only
anything.
thing is, we were going to start the paint, we just wanted to make sure
Yeah.
everything is, and then before, we just start everything.
Mhm. Good. Cool. Any other comments, guys, for Will?
No.
All right, great. So, you guys are welcome to stay, if you'd like, or if you don't want to stay, you also. But we will make our decision during the regular meeting, and then I vicious tonight, if not tomorrow morning. That's the plan. But I will turn it over to you, Violet, as I know you wanted to bring something up during the public hearing as well. So I will
Yes,
turn it over to you if that works.
it does, absolutely. I have some physical copies. Sarah Zambrano, she is a doctor in the area, a friend of mine, and interested in the same projects that I am, vis-a-vis historic preservation. I should clarify that while I am an employee of New London Landmarks, this is not official New London business. And I'll just go ahead and read this on her behalf since she is working tonight. Good evening. My name is Sarah Zambrano, and I live in Bean Hill Historic District, a 250-year-old home that is an example of the character and story of this community. I'm sorry I could not be present tonight, and I thank Violet for being here to be my voice for the next week. I care deeply about preserving the integrity and story of Bean Hill. It's an area known for its roots deep in Indigenous history, abolitionism, patriotism, and in the hard work of people who created a thriving community using limited resources and a lot of ingenuity. History books and records tell us of Bean Hill's quirky characters, mischievous children, and vibrant people who went on to become nation-building politicians, anti-slavery leaders, and revolutionaries. What started as my curiosity about my own home has expanded to an interest encompassing all of Bean Hill. I believe that the decision before us regarding the West Town Street School, later known as the Grange, will say a lot about who we are as a city and what we envision as our future for our town. The West Town Street School building has served our community for over 150 years. As a school, a gathering place, an agricultural hall, a symbol of civic life, it represents the continuity of this neighborhood throughout generations, throughout periods of growth, hardship, and renewal. It has seen the transformation of this city and has stood quietly bearing witness to the changes of time. It has been a home for education for children who are otherwise overlooked, children of mill workers, including little girls who are otherwise ignored in the education system. It has been the meeting place for agricultural workers and an event space for the community to share in charity and celebration. To tear the building down for Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru is not progress. It is an irreversible loss that should not be permitted. I know I started speaking out later in the process. However, people have been voicing objections to the demolition of this building well before the permits were ever issued. And I would like to make a side note from her statement to say that I have proof that at least over 200 people are still interested in the preservation of the building. It is disappointing to feel that the city government is not acting in partnership with its residents and making irreversible decisions on a historic structure they have no right to erase. The building is structurally sound with a wide open floor plan that makes it incredibly adaptable for modern use. Whether that's a business or a mixed use restoration, this design actually makes revitalization easier, not harder. Demolition is not only unnecessary, it's wasteful and deeply short-sighted. We live in a city with a rich architectural history. When we think of areas like Mystic, Essex, Block Island, and Saybrook, we see areas that have embraced both the growth of business and the preservation of historic structures without sacrificing either. When people exit off the highway into Norwich town, the Grange is the first thing they see. It acts as a visual tether to the Bean Hill Historic District and to the larger city. If the building can be designated historic, that opens the door to tax credits, grants, and revitalization funds that make restoration very feasible. Although it is not contiguous with the Bean Hill Historic District, being one lot over should not exclude the building from the protection and benefits of the designation. The building, restored, could be a gateway into a place filled with historic homes, rare and beautiful architecture, and deep indigenous, revolutionary, and early American roots. Or it can be demolished, replaced by another soulless chain store that reflects a generic, uninteresting, and has-been town. A revitalized West Town Street School will once again become a cornerstone of the community, and something for us to be proud of. As an owner of a historic home, I understand that while modernization is often necessary, I have a responsibility to maintain as much of the character as possible. Someone constructed this space hundreds of years ago. I can still see their carvings in the ceiling beams, and it is my job to make sure that the next generation can feel joy within its walls as well. And this is why I have taken up the banner for the West Town Street School. A building that has been home to education, play, celebration, and advocacy does not belong to one generation, to wipe out for a mediocre drive-through coffee shop run by a company states away. Once the building is gone, it's gone forever. Just ask the lot holding an empty Dunkin' on the other side of town. Let me be clear. This is not a battle between preservation and progress. We can have both. We can preserve history, protect the appeal of our neighborhoods, promote property values, and welcome visitors without destroying what makes this place worth living in. These goals are not in conflict. They are connected. Areas that protect and invest in their historic architecture do better. They draw in tourism, they build community, and they grow economically in sustainable ways. Property values go up, quality of life goes up, civic engagement goes up. Everybody wins. There's still time to make a better decision and to leave history for those who come next. Thank you. And thank you for hearing me out.
Thank you. No,
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Thank you for this comment. No worries. I had chatted with Dale Plummer prior to the meeting, and I know he was looking for some sort of historic designation. I had additional conversations with our city attorney, and I reread the statutes just to, understand what legally the Historic District Commission can do or cannot do. And based on some of those conversations with the attorney and just reading the statutes again, we don't have the authority to designate the property as historic, even if we would want to. We are all truly sympathetic and empathetic towards preservation. Wouldn't be sitting here in these seats if we were not. So one option that I was thinking of suggesting, and I know Jill's on vacation, so I was going to follow up with him. But one thought would be creating a village district overlay in the Bean Hill area. That will help preserve the future of that commercial space in particular. And I'm happy to give information about that because I created the village district overlay zone. Yeah. So like that town area. So I'm happy to give information about that. And I know that that area is a target for future village districts as well, talking with the planning and building department. So that could be an option. And then the other thing that we could consider, this would take a little bit more work, is actually putting a local historic district. I know that was started in the 1960s. It was put to a vote, and the vote sadly failed. So therefore, Bean Hill is not a local historic district; it's a registered historic district. but we could certainly visit that. You know, it sounds like there's, you know, a different thought process and a different mentality in the district at this point, and local historic district more welcome now than it was in the 50s. It takes a little bit of work to do so, but that is also part of the historic district as well as like the process. So we can help with that on a personal level, like one of my other guidance zoning village districts, if that route was of interest. So I wanted to at least share them with you while you were here.
That's fantastic. Thank you. And again, I know you guys are obviously sympathetic to the cause. And I would love to be included on that email if possible. I'm sure you guys will. Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you being here, Violet. And, you're also welcome to stay and listen if you'd like, or if you whatever it works for you.
I think I'll stay, but thank you.
That's it, no problem.
All right. Thank you for listening to us.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you both.
You.
Thank you.
We'll see you in the neighborhood.
Thank
Yeah. I will be, guys, not tonight, but tomorrow morning.
Have a good night.
Thanks, guys. Good to see you both.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, anything else to present for the public hearing? Hearing none, I close the public hearing at 5:07 p.m.
Oh,
They could sense you saying that.
I can try to pull it back up on my phone.
The ghost.
Looked like- Did the
Go.
video, or did some lights go out? Oh, it looks like we lost the whole connection.
Yeah, we lost.
Moment, we had a power fluctuation,
You guys
but
with-
you're still here. Yep.
Ah. Now you're back.
Wow. Wow.
A pretty
Right, just-
dramatic way of closing the public hearing.
Right. Just pretend nothing happened.
I know, this is very strange. We had a momentarily power outage. All right,
Ah.
we're back in business here. Okay.
Okay.
So, regular meeting is 5:58 p.m. Great. So first item on our agenda is action on COAs. The first COA is 575 77 East Town Street. I would entertain a motion to accept the application as submitted.
Move to accept as presented.
Thank you, Dane. Is there a second?
Second.
Megan, thank you. Any discussion?
I didn't receive any of them, so which one was this one?
This is COA 575 77 East Town Street. There was a giant hole in the roof that needed to be,
Okay. Oh, that was the that's the UCS.
Yeah.
yep,
Yep.
CFS, you got it.
Okay.
The work has been completed. I will also just add that.
Hmm.
All right, great. So hearing no further discussion, I'll do the roll call vote. I'll start with you,
Aye.
Ed.
Ed Averback, aye.
Nancy,
Nancy, you said aye.
Dane.
Yes.
Megan.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Thank you, everybody. All right, next COA on the agenda is COA 576 172 Broadway. I entertain a motion to accept as
Move to accept as submitted.
Dane. Is there a second?
Second.
Megan, second. Thank you very much. Any discussion?
This was the AC splits, is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think any problem with that. I thought we talked about them at a previous meeting that what Victoria had a presentation, but maybe she was just saying that that was coming.
That was the house next door. That was their other property next door to this one.
Ah, okay.
Yep.
That's why it sounded kind of familiar.
Yep.
I think it sounds good. And it's essentially blocked by the door jutting out, so
Yeah,
you
really.
can't really see it. So I don't think in this case we need to stipulate any sort of screening or covering of the units. It'd be okay.
Maybe just say as long as the jut out is staying.
Yeah.
Make sure they don't have plans.
Mhm.
I think that maybe the microphone on the table is not working because it's really hard to hear anybody that's facing away from the screen.
One second, guys.
I would talk towards the display.
Yeah, I mean, because I could hear, Dane I could hear very loud because he's very close to it. And I could hear people, you okay, Regan, when you were facing the screen, but as soon as you turn away, it's really hard to hear.
Mhm.
Oh, you try turning this one on?
No.
Yeah, the power outage probably messed with the microphone, so I'll shout. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. Any further discussion?
No.
No,
Hearing none, I'll do the roll call vote. So Ed, I'll start with you.
Ed Eberbeck, aye.
Greg,
Aye.
Nancy,
Aye.
Dane,
Yes.
Megan?
Yes.
Yes. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, everybody. All right, next item on the agenda. I'm gonna again. COA 577 to Mediterranean Lane. This application deals with the replacement of the deteriorated sills. So this application is for sills. I would entertain a motion to approve the application as submitted and presented.
So moved. I'll second it then.
Okay, Dane makes motion, Greg second. Thank you. Any discussion?
None on this one for me.
On this one.
Yeah, it's very straightforward.
Thanks. Okay, hearing no further discussion, I will do the roll call vote. Ed, I'll start with you again.
Ed Eberbeck, aye.
Greg,
Aye.
Nancy,
Aye.
Dean,
Yes.
Megan,
Yes.
and me, I vote aye in favor. Thank you all. Motion passes unanimously. So the next application we have is COA 578 to Mediterranean Lane, and this one deals with the replacement windows for the basement. I would entertain a motion to accept as proposed and presented.
I have a point of order to ask about this one because this is dealing with windows and he had stated that he was looking to originally install vinyl, but now the plan is going to be to install a different wooden window or a hybrid
Yeah.
with wood on the outside, vinyl on the inside. And my question is, are we able to defer action on this one until it's either withdrawn or resubmitted?
I think what would be probably better is if we denied it and had him just resubmit, because the application didn't even include, much.
I was just asking. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just asking as a point of procedure. So that's fine.
And I know from previous meetings, it was better to do what we started to
So
say.
yeah, we make a vote to approve it and all deny
Correct.
versus making a vote to deny it.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, then I move to accept as presented.
Thank you, Dane. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thanks, Greg. Further discussion on this application. I think what Dane just said makes sense. We need more information about his new proposed windows.
He'll have to resubmit for next month, and
After he's talked to them.
after he's done all that.
Yeah.
This is also the one where he, excuse me, where he said he attached pictures, but the pictures were not attached.
Correct.
Right, but it's a moot point at this rate. So
Agreed.
but he'll still be able to do all the painting and all the other stuff.
Yeah.
So
It'll take time for him to order anyway, so
Right.
it's not you can
right. Yeah.
start the process. It's
Yeah.
not
I
a
can
big
start.
deal.
Okay.
All right, cool. Any further discussion? All right, hearing none, I'll do roll call. Ed, I'm going to start with you again.
No,
Greg,
No.
Dane,
No.
Oh, Nancy, thank you. Sorry, I forgot Nancy. Nancy.
Deny, no.
Thank you, Nancy. Megan?
No.
And I also vote no. The motion fails. I will inform the applicant. Thank you, guys. Last item on the agenda, COA 579, 2 Mediterranean Lane again. This is the stairs application. So I'd entertain a motion to approve the application as presented and submitted.
Move to accept.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Dean. We have a second?
Second, but I have a question for you.
Discussion.
I have a discussion. I would like for them to submit a photo of what the railing is going to look like,
Yeah, I
as well as a photo of the whatever stairs are currently before we fully, right?
I would
Yeah,
agree.
okay.
I'd like to,
And I'd like to see what the railing is to make sure it makes sense for the.
I'd also like to see the example he had mentioned about the other property that he has about.
Yeah, the cover. I'm
Yeah.
assuming it's probably like a full structure over it, but
It's probably, yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I understand.
but I would also, I mean, especially I'd like to see the railing, and I just want to make sure that where they're attaching is where they say, because I don't want them to ruin that middle.
I was having a hard time following what was going on because I didn't receive any of the paperwork or the pictures, so it's kind of hard to see, follow what the stairs are.
Yeah, I mean, stairs are crumbling, and so they want to
Right.
build a structure over the stairs. And then my question was, where is the railing attaching? Because I don't want it to attach to the millwork on the either side of the door.
So it's just,
So,
it's just like it's just this, okay, so it's just a 4-step thing.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
yeah, along with the new railing and handles or new railing. So
Wooden stairs over the concrete?
they're gonna probably build a structure. There's enough room to it. It's actually a little low. It doesn't hit the bottom of the door sill. And it could be a little bit wider because it's not the width of the door. So they're probably just building a structure over it.
Yeah,
But
that's
they
why I asked the question if they're gonna build, if they're not gonna take the concrete structure out of there completely.
Yeah. But he said he's working on one now and he could send a picture. I think you wait till you see that. Yeah.
I think that makes sense.
Are we able to then approve on that condition? To submit additional photos of what it's gonna look like?
Yeah, but how do you then just say what he submits, we approve of?
What
That's
if
a
it's
good, that's
terrible?
a good question, yeah.
What if it's awful?
Yeah.
And we hate
Hey,
it.
I think he has to come back next month anyway for the light fixture because that PDF was fully distorted when it was submitted. So I think we ask for a new stair.
I think
yeah,
so. Examples
just-
of the railing.
Mhm.
I think
we
so.
just hold this application and say, submit additional information?
Yeah.
We don't have to approve it. We've got like, what, 60 days, right?
That is true. Let me clarify that really quick, Greg. There is a timeline.
Because it sounds like we're not against him doing this in concept, it's just some of the details, so you just kind
I
of
think, yeah,
table it for
I think
this.
the
meeting,
concept is fine.
so
It's
we
just
ta-
what does it look like?
Yeah, so we table it for this meeting and ask him to present additional information and we'll vote on it next meeting.
Yeah, because when you said this is similar, I was like, not similar. I need to know.
Right.
That makes sense to me, Greg.
Yeah, okay, so we're able to take no action on this application with the stipulation that more information is needed before we can.
Just out of curiosity, Reagan, what are you looking in to find the answer to that question?
I was looking at our design guidelines. Because there is information about our ordinances. So I just wanted to.
In that case, I would then modify my original motion to say that I move to I would move to defer action on this motion, on this application until it's resubmitted next month with additional photos and information. We're not denying it. We're not taking an action. We're gonna act on it next month.
Okay.
Thank you, Dane. Is there a second to Dane's?
Second.
As I say, I think it's better if Megan 3 seconds.
Yep.
Okay, great. Any further discussion? None. I'll do the roll call vote. Ed, I'll go with you again.
I agree to deny for now, yes.
Or to defer for now.
To defer now, yes, yes.
Thank you. Greg?
So I agree with deferring.
Nancy?
Yeah, I think what we would say is aye, isn't it, that we approve what Dane motioned?
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
So I would say aye.
Got it.
Okay,
Next.
Yes, I.
Favor, aye. Thank you all. The application has been deferred. I will be in touch with the applicant about next steps. Great. Moving forward on the agenda, we've got approval of the minutes from the Wednesday, May 21st, 2025 regular meeting minutes. I just want to also thank Catherine, as always, for all of her help. Great job. So we're grateful to have Catherine. Appreciate her being here and helping us out here. Is there a motion to accept the minutes from the May 21st?
So
regular meeting?
moved.
Dane, is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion on the minutes? All right, hearing none, we'll do the roll call vote. Ed, I'll start with you again. I don't mean to keep picking on you, but you're top of my screen, so I start with you.
no problem, aye.
Greg,
I'm going to abstain.
thank you. Nancy?
I think I abstained because I wasn't here.
Okay, that's okay. Dane?
Yes.
Yes.
So vote in favor. Thank you, everybody. Motion passes. I don't have anything to report for chairman's report. Yeah, I got for everybody. I don't have anything to report this month. I don't believe there's any old business or new business unless there's anything else members of the commission want to bring up at this time. During the
I
meeting.
have one little new business thing.
Yeah,
I
go
don't
ahead.
know, Reagan, did you also hear from this gentleman? It's Gary Lynch, and he said he owns 4 Old Cemetery Lane in Norwich. Did he contact you at all?
You know, I haven't been able to check the email today because I've been at work. He very well could have emailed us today, but I just didn't get a chance.
Reagan,
Yeah, it wasn't today
Reagan-
anyway. It was a few days ago. Did somebody else get contacted?
Reagan, there's nothing in the
No.
email today.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Well, this is what he said. He said that there's a stone fence between his and his neighbor's yard, but he didn't say which neighbor or which side, which he should have said. This is a phone message. He's not sure who owns the fence, oh boy, and that the stone fence is collapsing somewhat. He's not sure exactly what he's supposed to do about it, but he thought he should call and notify the historic district. Ah,
So
well,
I talked to
yeah,
Jennifer Johnson about this. I talked to Jennifer the other day. She said it's Miranda's, right, Craig? The retaining wall fell down?
actually the retaining wall that's kind of on 3 properties. It's between Gary Lynch's property. It's on
oh,
building up Maria Miranda's parking lot, and then it's also on the lot on the corner, which is owned by somebody named Kiki. And that wall, a big chunk of that wall,
Mm.
probably about a 4x8 chunk, collapsed, and
oh,
so it's laying in Gary's driveway right now. I know Maria has been trying to meet with them to try and get a path forward, and I don't know that they've been super responsive to her about trying to move forward with that. But I did tell her that this most likely would have to come to the HDC because it's visible from the old cemetery lane. You can see the wall from the street.
yeah.
Isn't that what I need to call?
But who's
survey?
going to repair it? Is that, we don't know that, right? They don't seem to know who owns it then, right?
Well, there's two. Yeah, you have to find out who actually owns the wall. But they are able, if they can figure that out, then they're able to move forward with repairing it. They don't necessarily need an action if it's a
I
repair,
think there's
right?
a dispute about who owns it. So they need to, that's not here. They need to go to
They're gonna have to go to the building department and have it surveyed.
Yeah.
Yeah, there seems to be some dispute on that. I mean, I looked it up on the Norwich GIS because I was curious, and it does
Yeah.
appear that that wall is, at least the way it's marked on the GIS maps, is that it's not on Maria's property, it's on the other two properties. But she's the one
I
that's
can't
probably
tell.
she's probably the one that's most impacted by it because that's holding her whole parking lot up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thanks. Wow, okay.
Maybe
Yeah,
they
I'm
s-
just gonna
maybe they split it
Pay for it.
50-50.
split it 3 ways, the three of them.
Well, I mean, that would be the simplest solutions if the three of them just got together and just took care of it, but
yeah,
Hmm.
that might be the way they should do it, I guess.
There's really
Um,
nothing we can do about it, though.
no,
So are
but
you saying they don't need to come before us because it's just a repair,
I mean,
or they do?
I think they probably should because it's visible from the street. It's a big wall. And we would not necessarily want them to
Yeah.
replace that with some ugly concrete wall or something.
Well,
Yeah.
similar to other repair work, just like what we did with UCFS. Like they did the repair because they
Yeah.
needed to, because it was a safety issue,
Yeah.
and then they submit the COA, after the fact.
Like for like.
But if they're gonna rebuild the wall and use is this a stone wall, Nancy?
It's stone that's
He calls it, well, the way he said a stone fence is how he said it, but I guess it's a stone wall, possibly.
but it's not dry
But-
packed and it's concreted together because the whole wall collapsed in one big chunk.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Probably, yeah, I cemented the stone together.
Well, Nancy,
So,
go ahead. Do you want me to get in touch with Gary, or do you want to, how did you leave it with Gary? Did you speak to him on the phone, or was this a voicemail?
no, he left a very detailed message with one of the staff members. And then I had them tell him he probably should contact you. It might be better if it's coming from you, I'm thinking, Minor, I don't know. I'm Reagan, I mean. So that you could speak
Yeah,
to
that's
him.
fine.
I don't, or
Is it possible for your staffers to somehow either send me the voicemail or even email me some of the information Gary said, and I can get in touch with them?
yes, I will do that. I'll send you an email with that. Sure.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Nancy.
Okay. Thank you, Reagan.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Anything else?
Just one thing, as Greg was saying before, it's really difficult to hear when, for whatever reason. Is there any way we can get just a very quick recap of what the young lady at the end of the table was talking about? I caught a little bit of it, but I didn't catch much of it.
Okay. Yeah. So. But I will. So Violet is here to discuss the Grange building on West Town Street and the proposed demolition of the building. And she read a very eloquent letter detailing the merits of preserving the building and the hopes for preserving the neighborhood's historic integrity down the road as well. And have the written statement, so we're going to put it into the record as well, Ed.
Okay, but it sounded like you had some kind of plan to satisfy preserving the building and also satisfy the builders of potentially the new business there. That's what I didn't miss. That's what I did not understand.
Okay, yeah, so to answer the question, we don't really have authority over the building because
Right.
it is not in the local historic district,
Right.
and it's unfortunately not in the National Register Historic District.
Oh, okay. All right.
There's been instances in the past where we've been able to comment on properties that are in the National Register Historic District.
Yeah.
And we've done that before, but in this unfortunate case, the building is not listed on either.
Right.
So I had given Violet some recommendations moving forward of how to work on some preservation efforts in that neighborhood, including a village district overlay zone, actually revitalizing the thought of having a local historic district in Bean Hill again. That had come in the 1960s, and then that vote had failed. So we can certainly revisit that and see if it we can get it to pass again.
So is your thought to maybe one option is to try to redistrict and include that in the local historic district, and then that gives us some authority to say yes or no about that?
So I don't know if the timeline would work out where we would be able to save the property if we did it that way. I think
Right.
moving forward to prevent things like this from happening again, we could certainly look into using a local historic district in Bean Hill to protect the area in the future. We may
Okay.
not take the timeline to protect the Grange, but thinking forward, how we can help the neighborhood from another.
Yeah, just curious, who owns that building at the moment? I know the building, so I know what it looks like and I know where it is. Who owns it?
It's privately owned. I'm sure I could look it up on the GIS. I don't know off the top of my head.
Okay,
It's a privately owned building.
all right, okay. Thank you.
I mean, it wouldn't be up to HDC to create a new overlay, though. That would be up to the city council.
Right,
Right, that would be like planning and zoning would do the overlay
Yeah.
zone.
yeah, that
But
took forever.
not necessarily.
Yeah.
May not.
yeah.
Well,
I mean, it would most likely, I mean, I think you're right. My gut is it would take too long to try to be able to give this group some authority to save that building.
Well,
Probably,
well,
right?
it's my understanding that the demolition has already commenced.
Oh, is that right?
On the structure,
Yeah. Oh, wow, okay,
I think mitigation.
or
abatement.
partly on the inside, yeah.
okay, all right,
If anybody's
thank
interested,
you.
throw a picture of that stone wall collapse in the chat.
Oh, okay.
I was having a hard time finding the share button, so I just threw it in there.
May not let us, Greg. We will.
Oh, we'll let you open check in the chat tonight.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can share it.
It won't let us.
Let me
It-
download
it's-
it, maybe
it's
now.
figured out.
Hmm.
It's
Boy.
figured out. Bye, Greg.
Oh, well,
He won't let us see it.
I tried sharing it. It wouldn't share it, so you'll have to walk down Old Cemetery Lane and check it out yourself, I guess.
Yeah, that's fine.
Send it in the text group. Send it in the group chat. So you can see the photo.
All right, next meeting is Wednesday, July 16th, 2025, 5:30 p.m. I would accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay, thank you. Any seconds?
Second,
Thank you. All right, I'll do the roll call one last time. Ed?
Aye.
Motion to. Thank you. Greg?
aye.
Nancy?
Aye, just to tell you, I'm away that next meeting date there. That's
Okay.
our ventriloquist convention, but anyway. Okay, but aye.
Thank you, Nancy. Jane?
Yes.
Megan? And I vote aye. Meeting ends at 6:25 p.m. Thank you all. Appreciate you being here and stay cool the next couple days. I think we're gonna have a scorcher. So